In today's episode, Leatherman proves me wrong with a vault release. Wobank has an outstanding wrench tool, and Viperade goes premium sort of on Kickstarter, so let's dive into it. I think it was last week or the week before, I did a video talking about Leatherman Goes Crazy or something like that because they had the Mr. Crunch, the Dark Side from the Garage release. They had it as if it was for sale. And I still think that was an oversight. Apparently there was a glitch in the website, but now we know why, because they released those models today for limited release for those who are Leatherman insiders only in the US, I believe it is. And they're calling that the Leatherman Vault. And for at least today, they were doing a lottery where you could go ahead and decide if you wanted one. So you would go ahead and pledge your payment. And then if you win, they charge you for that. So I went ahead for the Mr. Crunch and also the Dark Side Garage version, which if I win will be a total of like $450. So maybe it'd be better if I just won one and not both. But I probably will end up not winning either, which is probably the likely outcome. Now, I am not sure what's happening tomorrow, perhaps at 12, I think it's Pacific Standard Time. They may release some more models, not really sure. I'll put on the screen all that were available today. And then tomorrow, perhaps there will be some more available, or as you're watching this, it might even be today that some more models might become available. The details are a little sketchy to me. Don't quite understand how all this vault works, but I do think Leatherman is doing some cool things in that they are giving people a second chance to buy some of these models that just suddenly disappeared, and I like that. So thank you, Leatherman. I have criticized Leatherman a lot. I have said they're my favorite multi-tool company still in their designs, but Leatherman is actually doing something that I like. Some of you will hate it, but I am glad that at least some of these are becoming available. Now, this is one of those multi-tools where I am very happy that I was wrong. I did not like this multi-tool. Several of you guys said, go ahead and buy it. You need to review it. It looks pretty nice. And I thought, no, I hate these tools with these like adjustable wrench heads. They never work. That's what I thought. Well, happily, I was wrong. Let's take a look at this. This is the Wobank, I guess it is. I'm not really sure. That's what they have right there. Instructions, a pouch that's okay. This isn't the best pouch. It's not the worst pouch. It is fairly large, but this tool is fairly large also. Pretty nice for what it is. This is a fairly budget-friendly tool, $30 to $40, I think it is, but you do get a fair amount for that price. Pocket clip on the outside, that's nice. You get to carry it either with a pocket clip or the pouch, whatever you prefer. On the outside, knife. This is not one of the best things about it. This is sort of fake looking Damascus. I think it is an upgraded steel according to what they say, but who knows? Recently in the news, if you guys have been keeping up with the EDC news, maybe we'll talk about that later. Even American companies don't always tell the truth. The file is fine for light task. I don't think it's the best file ever. Depth gauge, screwdriver on the end, probably not a good idea right there. The saw looks okay, but I have not tested this one. I wanted to let you guys know that on the SQT recently in the past couple of weeks, I have tested this saw, and this is amazing. This right here for wood, yeah, really, really nice. So much better than I expected. A lot of the guys at work were very impressed. I probably should take this to work and test this out, and I might do that tomorrow, maybe. On right here, scissors. These are very nice. Now, a lot of times with scissors, you have to be very careful. You have to hold them a certain way, hold your mouth a certain way, breathe a certain way, and maybe they'll work from other companies. These just work. Pretty much however you want to use them. I think if you want to use them this way, they work. Yeah, pretty much. They just work. Those are the kind of scissors I like. I really like the outside look of the tool. It's almost like that antiqued stonewash finish. These right here are more like safety scissors. I think they call them the dolphin scissors, which is fine. luminous glow-in-the-dark strip. I think that's more than just a nice accessory, because if you drop this in the woods, if you are using this, yeah, that can come in very handy. I like how this is stamped or engraved, however you call that. Pretty nice on the locking mechanism. Spring-loaded pliers. I really like the looks of these pliers. These seem to have maybe all the Leatherman pliers thrown into one. It's like they took the Surge, the Wave, and the Free series, mixed them all up, and came out with this. They look pretty nice. I think, yeah, really, really nice looking. Replaceable wire cutters, crimper at the bottom. No tools in this side. Well, I guess maybe technically, but we'll talk about that last. All Phillips screwdriver, bottle opener, and the screwdriver. Now on this one right here, you can fit the 1/4-inch adapter. It doesn't fit great. It has some wobble to it, but if you so desire, you could use that with the 1/4-inch adapter. Again, this is your locking unlocking tab. Just have the tools on the one side on this one, and then the wrench on this side. Now, this is the whole reason you would buy this tool. And in the past, I've always thought this was a gimmick, a very bad gimmick. It never seemed to work. This has heavier duty metal here at the bottom. This feels more like aluminum at the top. Hopefully it's not plastic. I'm not sure if it's plastic. I don't think it is, but it definitely feels a lot lighter, and it does work. Now, I don't have a bolt really handy at the moment, but you can use this. And then what I like about this is you can sort of just rotate this, get back on the bolt without taking it all the way off, and use it. That spring mechanism works very well. I know some of you have said in the past, hey, these actually do work. I didn't believe you guys, because I've had some that didn't work. Several, not just one, several that worked really bad. This is the first one that actually has worked very well. This definitely is a little bit of a heavier tool. Comes in around 10 ounces and 300 grams. So yeah, a little bit heavy. It comes in right here 4 and almost a little over 4.5 inches, or about 12 centimeters long on that side, and then about 11 centimeters long, or about 4.25 inches on that side. So this is getting into Leatherman Surge territory. It's definitely a long tool. This knife blade alone is about 3.5 inches long. It's got some very long implements on the one side, and then the scissors are a little shorter on that side, but all these implements are definitely a little longer than we're used to. Very impressed with how this works. I used it, I think, to work on my son's bike, and I was shocked how good it worked. So yeah, definitely recommend this tool for around $30 to $40. A great buy. Definitely look into this. Now, this is a little crazy to me because of Viperade. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think they make pouches. They make some multi-tools that Walmart sells on their website, perhaps other places as well. But they are jumping into the multi-tool world on Kickstarter, and they're using essentially this design right here that Decoyu sells, Rock Tool sells, Viperade sells. All of these different brands sell half of a multi-tool, essentially bit driver, the rope cutter, awl, can opener, screwdriver, scraper, scissors, knife, pocket clip. I think it's something similar to this. I'll show it on the screen, but a fairly similar tool set. Maybe some of them are changed or swapped around a little. And then the scales have changed. This, I think, comes in around $30 to $40, and the Viperade is coming in even more. This sells on Decoyu's website for $25. The Viperade, it will be known as the VAC, let's see, the VAK 7. It's currently on Kickstarter. As you guys have probably already seen by the pictures, the one thing I did not realize when I looked at this the first time is that the blade steel is upgraded. So it is 440. We have the wood saw that looks pretty nice instead of the large scissors on the outside. There's a glass breaker added. There's titanium scales and G10, which will eventually be around $40 and $75 that you will end up paying for this tool. That seems pretty pricey. yeah, I don't know if it's quite worth that much. It does look nice. There are some upgrades far beyond the scales that I didn't initially realize. The same basic tool, I think, is here, the same design, but they have done some nice upgrades and some not that much different to me. Let me know if you think that's worth it. But I am seeing a shift in the multi-tool world where they're taking existing designs, adding materials, making it look nicer. Tokoyu does an excellent job. They have actually been adding a lot more and almost changing the designs, I would argue, to some extent, but we'll see maybe in the future if Viperade is actually going that far. Is this a good step or not?